mic working? Testing 1, 2. Alright, it works. It's late, we should be sleeping right now. Alright, this video, it's live, and I call it adjustments, research, and testing. The reason why I'm calling it that is because one of the things I complain about, alright, is the fucking lag, the network in this game. When you're playing in rank, when you're playing online, oh, and I'm not the first person to mention this. There is a law that mentions, but he retired because he doesn't want to deal with the mess anymore. But I'm gonna make a short video on adjustment, two kinds. Number one, for me, and probably a lot of law players, is that damn slide. Right? Now, I can't talk about PC and I cannot talk about Xbox. But I know in PlayStation, when it comes to networking, there's a lot of fuckery. A lot of it. Alright, so when you're doing your slide and when you desperately need that slide, it's not always, hey, I'm not skilled enough to do the slide. Sometimes the rollback netcodes and the netcodes are so ass, it doesn't respond to your inputs because everything is so slowed down and you can't even do what you're supposed to be doing. This video is low key at, you know, and my friend also he does not like, you know, this way of adjusting. All right, let me show you what I mean by slide on laggy frames. Sliding on laggy frames and forcing out that damn slide when you need your fucking slide at the last minute you need it. Because even for me, the advice is not even foolproof. Even for me. It's not always, nothing in this game is foolproof, but this is what helps me alleviate 20 to 30% of the problems on laggy frames, because PlayStation is filled with laggy frames. It's so fucking laggy in PlayStation. Alright, slide dick to dick. The best way to do slide is not from a distance. You really don't want to do slide from a distance. Slide at this distance, we're going mid-range, close range. Slide. Slide from here is good. You're okay when you do slide from here. Why I'm saying that, because at far range from here, it's easier for them to block the slide, and you could whiff, right? People can react to the slide depending on the distance. The closer you are, the least likely they're gonna have to do the slide. Problem is you gotta be fast with it. They could be mashing or doing some crazy shit, and you could get hit. So you want to be fast with your slide. That's where the old timers used to call it an E-slide. Now, if you go doing it the regular way with lag, then you're okay. You know, I mean, me when there's fucking lag, which you have a lot of that on PSN, you're gonna be struggling a lot with this slide input. Sometimes see, I'm doing it the regular way now, and you know what I'm saying? That's the regular way. You know, you crouch down, you hold it, you know, forward front, you hold it. You do it that way on that fucking lag, you know, there's no guarantees. You're gonna be getting this crazy shit. When it lags, you're gonna get this dumb shit, this stupid shit, because he doesn't want to recognize it. Now, how I do the slide, and I'm not the first person that put this out, it's just that some laws, especially the newcomers, may not be listening and like, oh shit, you know, I can't slide. How I do the slide and adjust to laggy frames. I programmed my controller. See, in Tekken, you can move with the D-pad. You see the D-pad. You can move with it, right, left and right, and you can move with the analog. That's our fuck you call that shit? Our stick, our joystick. You know what I'm saying? That's our joystick when we want to move, right? So what I do is I have movement in two places. My analog, you can move, and the D-pad, you can move. And I programmed my R2. I programmed my R2 as 2+3. I've mentioned this before. I feel like I have to mention because people are, PSN is ass when it comes to this laggy shit. So I have my R2 as 2+4, right? So with my hands, you have to get used to this. With my right hand and my right thumb. See my right thumb? With my right thumb, what I'd like to do is I can reach across the controller and bring this left analog stick down and lower crouch, especially if you have the left side, the analog stick, if you have it on. And you can bring this left analog stick down like so and lower crouch. And then this is your right hand now, your right thumb. You bring this left analog stick down. And then you take your left hand. You take your left hand, which is your left thumb, controlling the D-pad. You bring the left analog stick down and you strike, and you strike forward. You see? When you hit forward twice, Law does the slide input. He doesn't, right? To the point where, even with lag, you can force the slide to, hey, what's going on, baby? You can force the slide to come out when you want it to come out. It's going to be laggy all over the place, and you have to deal with this PlayStation mess. You're not playing in Xbox, you're not playing PC, you're playing on PlayStation. We have the most laggiest, fucked up frames they got when it comes to playing this damn Tekken. Sony doesn't take care of their lag problem. Microsoft does. They handle that Xbox properly and the PC and stuff like that. So Sony, which is a Japanese, they don't. Especially Namco, they're retarded with that stuff. So you're doing the slide the regular way, you have Law doing this stupid shit, especially when you have rollback netcodes all over the place. 3-frame rollback, and I see 3-frame rollback all the time. 3 frames, 2 frames, 1. And Law is not this, the regular input at some point is just not gonna respond. And you're like, damn, I know I input that damn slide. What the fuck is going on? I can't get this damn slide. That's why I say you have to splice. I call it splicing. When you put two things together that are originally not there, like splicing your DNA with animal DNA and shit, it's a different story. So like I said, you have to turn on your left analog stick and the D-pad at the same time. D-pad meaning digital pad. Digital. Analog is old technology, analog, like a joystick. So you program your R2 as 2+3. Why? Because if you crouch, right? If you crouch and you hit forward, you're really supposed to hold it, which is your left thumb. If you hold, you hit it. Even if you don't hold it, Law will do it, right? And all you have to do is reach out with one of your top fingers here. Which one is more? I found out that my middle finger is more works for me. You can use any of your fingers and just reach across the screen, your controller. The slide will come out. When you start doing that, people will think you're cheating. When you start pulling out your slide, like, they think you're cheating, but they don't know that you're working. You know what I mean? You didn't buy any new controller. You didn't go invest in some stupid shit. You just, do what the game allows you. Just augment your controls a little bit and just reach over and press the button. You know what I mean? And this will work at least 80, 85%, 90% on bad lag, on fucking PlayStation bad frames, as fucked up as their frame is with their network. That will work a good 85 to 90, and you need that stuff. 80, 85, 90%. You're gonna get that slide. Hey, Germs, what's going on, baby? You see? You get the slide on both sides, right? Listen, man, you can't avoid PlayStation problems. Our network is ass, no doubt about it. We can't escape that problem because we've been asking for good netcodes since Tekken 5. We didn't have Tekken Online in Tekken 4. Tekken 5 netcodes for Tekken came out in Tekken 5. They've never fixed their netcodes, never. They're that stupid, they don't care about that. We've been complaining for years. Well, I already did the God 4. I'm not ranking today. So I'm saying I need the energy. I need to build the energy for God 5 run. So I'm saying I got the God 4 already, so I gotta build it, and after drill, I'll do a God 5 run after drill. I got drill this weekend, right? So they don't fix their net codes. You can complain about that shit for the next 1,000 years. These motherfuckers will not look into this net code issue. So when you're doing this damn slide, you know what I mean, law's just not gonna do it because it's not reading it. It's not reading the input. It's so laggy, it's not gonna read it. Because they have your fucking net code rolling back 3 frames. 3 frames roll backwards, not even forward, backwards, bro. So nothing's gonna happen to you. So you know, when you start noticing that you gotta splice your controller, bro. You gotta mix the analog stick and the D-pad with the top buttons here in order to do this slide more frequently. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so you're fucking up. The slide is Law's best low. That's his best low. Second only the down back 3. See what I'm saying? And you need to pull that shit out of your ass when you need that shit. Pause. You know what I mean? If you see some of my matches during a hot match that is heated, I can do the slide in 1 frame, dig like this. The best way to do the slide is to do it right here. You see where it is? You're practically dick to dick. Pause, right? You see? Just crouch and do it. It only takes 1 duck. And if you augment your controller or splice your controller, the way I'm showing you, you can get it. See? Just like that. It's even crazier when I play like some of my friends offline and they can't block the slide. Because even online, with the delay, I fuck up on the slide. Sometimes I get this by mistake because there's a delay there and this comes out. That dumb shit comes out. But a lot of times when I get used to the lag and I relax and I force that shit, Law will do this. Offline, I'm like, I have a high murder rate with that slide because there's no delay. It really isn't. Like when I'm playing my friend, like he can't block the slide because when he does his high, I see it, I duck it, I just go underneath it. He's like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, it's the mechanics of the game. You know what I'm saying? You have to do that online with the laggy frames. The frames are bad. We're playing PSN. It's bad. We got no choice. Right? So put that shit into your game. Just like I was yelling at people to be inputting like this. You see this fucking move? Put this shit in people's asses. Put it in there. The range is good. Even if they're backdashing. The range is good. The range is not bad. It's alright. Put this shit into a nigga. Pause. Like put it in there. Put this shit in there. That's what you got it for. Down back 3, you know what I mean? I was talking about that. And you have to splice your controller to deal with this lag. Because if you don't, and you're not playing on Xbox or PC, you're gonna go through hell with this slide shit. So take the time, spend several hours to get used to that input. So when you want to slide, at least you know at least 80, 85, 90% of the time, I'm gonna get that slide. Right? Offline, you're at 100% kill rates with that slide. But you see, I'm not even thinking I get the slide like that. See what I'm saying? And it comes, you can mix it up too. You can. If you want to mix up, just do it the regular way. But if you really need this slide and you know that piece of shit is doing some dumb shit at a distance, it just takes you to come close, get used to it, and do the slide. You have to, that's his best low. You cannot use that character without that low. Because there's a lot of fuckery going on with other characters. They're doing stupid shit. They don't want to block, they're doing stupid shit. And the slide is like, you keep them, like, when your opponent knows you can do the slide like that, the panic sets in. Then they start running script. Because a lot of times, people are like, oh God, this guy's dangerous, right? And because they can't deal with the slide, they turn the script on. And they think you're cheating, but you practice enough to do your slide. So they turn the script so they can stop blocking your slide. That's how you know a piece of shit. You know, when they block your slide once, then you know what to do after that. You know, now you know you only have to use, you have no choice but to use your mids. You know what I mean? Use your mids. But once you get good at the slide, the panic sets in. Hey, what's going on, baby? Yo, thanks for joining. Right? But you have to get good at this. This shit cannot be bothering you. This 80% shit, this shit right here, you can't have this happening. You have, you know what I mean? You have to turn it into a stone cold killer with your slide. Shiva, huh? Yoga. Okay, Shiv. Right? You have to turn it into a stone. That's a stone cold killer move. This move. You can't have this dumb shit happen, because this happens to me too. Actually, these days, is either this or this dumb shit. When it's too laggy, you want to learn law. Man, bro, that's I would have to make a video on that one. Well, today, you know, I mostly log on to talk about 2 tips. And I'm about to be done with the slide tip too. But yeah, I got God 4. You're entering the God realm for me. I think you unlocked Pandora's box. Honestly, bro, like when I was in Japan, I was losing my mind. I was playing those guys too. And then by the time I came back to the United States, I went crazy. Although these days it's not hard to rank. It's not as hard as season 2. You can get your points. If they had left it the way the rank system was in season 2, I still would have made it to God 4. It just would have taken longer, because I know how hard I would have fought for that rank. I would have fought like these guys owed me money. It's not too bad. The point system is not bad anymore. You can do it. You just got to be careful on your shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys log on. When I turn on the stream, people log on to stop me from getting it with script, and I still fight them. Some of them I beat them, and I get the points. People literally log on to stop me from getting it. Like, for example, God 5, they're like, oh yeah, I don't want him to get God 4. I got God 4 already, and I'm going to get God 5. Why? It's mentality. It's a mentality thing. These morons out there running their script and lag spikes and all that stuff, they can't stop me, bro. They just... My mentality doesn't allow for those type of people to win. Anyway, that's by the way. But yeah, just like the is he now? That guy, TMM. That's you know, I used to be a fan of him. I used to subscribe. You know, when these days he says so much stupid shit, I just left the page. Season it was harder in the last 2 seasons. I know season 2 was hard to I know season 2. No, I'm not a fan. I used to like his content. I barely watch that stuff anymore. If I watch it at all, because he said so much stupid stuff. You know what I mean? You talking about somebody who asked for bus for Lee Cha-Long, like, how you played the game for 30 years and you think Lee needs buff. I know this, and I played the game almost as long as he has. I know, Lee was a very powerful character back then, even in Tekken 5. His issue was he's always hard to use. He's not easy to master, but he's very powerful. That character is not trash. The fact that people came out with that agenda saying that Lee needs buff, show you the mentality. Yeah, but season 2 ranking is a lot easier. It's still hard, don't get me wrong, it's hard because the game is cheesy, but it's not as fucked up as season 2 and season 1. Ninja Killer is God 6? Man. That motherfucker is nice, yo. He's nice. I think he's a robot though, but that's by the way. Right, anyway, but yeah, with this, see, you don't want to be going through this. You see this bullshit over here? You don't want to be going through that. And this does happen. Even for me, with how I adjusted the my controls, you have you increase your slide, execution by at least maybe a 20 or 30%, and then my bad, and this bullshit, this stupid shit stops happening. So that's what I do. don't know about, but this is what helped me. The first person that I saw put that in, because I've known about that trick since Tekken 6. You could do it in Tekken 6, but I never implemented it. The first person I saw to implement, god damn, let me turn this off. The person I saw speaking about this stuff on video was Limpkin Law. He was law named, but he hates Tekken 8, so he left. He was good, but he was one of the law players that hates this game, and he retired. I know other law players that retired too. He was the one that made that thing popular. I'm just another guy that I tend to say every now and then I remind people, bro, you know what I'm saying, with this fucking laggy shit, you gotta splice your controllers so you can stop this. This is bullshit. I think law should have another law outside of, you know what I mean? Like this is so old. This stupid shit over here. They gotta change this. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but because it's supposed to link into this, but they need something better than And I do use this, but god damn, this is so old, right? This has helped me, but they gotta do something. I don't like this. I don't like this lazy shit, right? But that's how I do my slide. For the last time, you gotta splice a controller. If you're playing on PSN, I don't know about Xbox or PC. They got their netcode. The netcodes is good over there. They don't have our problem. But the PlayStation guys and the slide fuckery, you know what I mean? The network fuckery. See what I'm saying? They use a data protocol for their network. The protocol network, the data sent between both parties is fucking trash. They don't want to hire somebody to look into the netcode problem. It's a serious problem. This is why your slide gets fucked up all the time. You're trying to do it the regular way. I'm trying to show you how to do the slide with another angle where you can force that slide out. You know what I mean? And don't go through the fuckery. So that's how I do it. I take my right thumb and I bring the left analog stick down because I've already programmed my R1. You can have it in R2 too. Right here, however you want to, the right side of your controller, right? You bring this, you use your right thumb, you bring the left analog stick down, and then you use your left half port forwarded on your router as well. Port forward, no. No, I didn't add any. Oh, no, I just have a regular router, right? But a port forward, that's actually a good idea. And I don't even know if that's built into the router. The forward porting. Port forward. That's a network engineer thing, because I never looked into my router like that. I do know about that port forward. You know what I'm saying? The PSN network is so fucking trash. They've never taken care of that stuff since Tekken 5. Never. And in Tekken 5, this game was so fucking laggy. Most routers, because okay, so I didn't do that research, but I think you're probably right about that. Especially with the port doors and all that stuff. But I never looked. When my router was being set up, I didn't ask the guy. But and I'm supposed to have the best one, Verizon Files and all that. I have fiber optics. It's supposed to be. I don't think there's anything better than fiber optics these days, right? But even then, this shit is trash. PSN shit is so fucking trash. Like, they keep, oh yeah, we lowered heat. We did this to heat. We reduced the combo. We did this. Motherfucker, look at your net codes. Look at the tracking. You telling me about heat, you know what I'm saying? And you've ignored this fucking netcode problem and you're tracking 8 for fucking years. Like, do something, man. Let me tell you something. If Lincoln didn't mention this shit on the air, you know how many laws would have been having a disastrous time, including me. You know what I'm saying? We need this shit. That's his best low. Not even down back 3 or this. Not even that, bro. Not even this. You know what I'm saying? Or this. The slide is what turns this character into a fucking killer. Law is a stone cold killer with the slide. Stone cold killer. You need to get that shit off, son. At 80, 85 to 90% hit rate with that move. That one fucking move. I can do this move dick to dick, son. Pause. Right here in your face. It just takes one duck. That's why you need to learn that shit. And splice your fucking controller. Alright? So one last time. Take your right thumb, bring this motherfucker down, and your left thumb, ask him to move. And he should do the slide. If you can do it in a second, 2 seconds, half a second, the more you practice it, you see during the match, you could, you know what I mean, when shit gets heated, and that motherfucker thinks he's smart. You just crouch, get your slide, and show him why you're a law player. So I'm saying they're gonna start thinking you're using script, or your script, how is he getting that slide? No, man, I just practice, I train. Your right thumb, bring this dude down, take your left thumb, do the input, and then your middle finger should reach across the board right there, and just click the button. And law should do the slide. That's how I do my slide to make up for the fucking lag. Right, so that goes that first adjustment lesson. Now for the fucking wall, because the wall is a problem. And law is ass on the wall. Completely ass. I'm gonna show you why this dude is. If I could turn this, how do I turn this motherfucker around? Leroy Smith. Alright, so this is what I do on the wall. And unfortunately, it's not gonna take a lot of damage. I sacrifice damage for momentum and Oki. The sidewalls, because the sidewalls, especially with law, it makes zero fucking sense. The sidewall, you have to adjust that shit a lot. You know what I mean? You have to adjust your enders. You see? If, like I was telling Ultimate, if you end with a DSS nunchaku, the nunchuck's on the wall. Now, there are better wall combos than that. I'm just showing you what I do when I get into a fucked up wall situation. You see, because you're gonna, damn, what the hell are you doing? You're gonna get launches. There's gonna be a time when your character ends up like this, and you can't do your regular shit. You can't do your regular shit. Well, now that works. As you see, it randomly adjusted, right? You may not be able to do your regular shit. That motherfucker drops. But that you have to. Oh, what am I doing? Yeah, there we go. The wall combo. You need a DSS. See, you need a nunchuck ender. It's just what, 44 damage. Or even if you do it 3 times, right? But if you end with a nunchuck, he's not gonna drop. He's not. But that's more work for, like, you know what I mean? You're gonna knock him down, and he has to stand up into an Oki. I'd rather gain the momentum / Oki situation than to have that piece of shit drop when I don't have time. You see, when I lose my mind when I drop my combos. I can't stand that shit. See what I'm saying? So on the wall like this, you see, that motherfucker dropped that shit. You see? This crazy wall shit. But watch his ass. You see? You have to end this wall shit. See, you have to end it with a nunchuck. The nunchuck, actually, one thing about it, like sometimes when you go here, you see how Leroy he's plastered on the wall like that. Now sometimes when you behind him, you may not whiff. Yeah, I whiffed that one. Oh, welcome back. You see how low his legs, even that thing may not work when you end up behind someone. See? 45 damage, but there's Oki there. See? The nunchuck, that nunchuck went, that shit went through his body. Where it went, I don't know. It's one of those fucking fuckery Tekken technology. But I had to show you that nothing is foolproof in this game. Nothing. The game is fucked up, even I know. I know, you know, I have a 90% hit rate when I end my shit on the wall with a nunchuck blast. Because I don't have that dropping shit. Ninja Killer, he spends his time, you know what I'm saying, like researching side walls. See? I always end. That surprisingly worked, right? But what I'm saying, if you're not sure on the wall, even if you're nervous, right? You know what I mean? End your shit. Like, you're gonna come across a situation like this. See? That went through the back of his head. You know, that when you're behind, the nunchucks cannot hit anybody on the wall from behind. You're gonna whiff. Why does that happen? I have no fucking idea. Lazy programming, sabotage program. That stupid shit. See, nunchucks just pass through the back of it. I don't know where it goes, but when you're in front, it's there. You see that stupid shit that, you know what I mean? Stuff like that would, like, yo, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? I'm showing you, I know my character, right? But I do know in a lot of cases when I'm like this, of course he would drop. Yeah, they need to fix that shit. That's the stupidity of these guys. You know, that's where the right or left, right? You know, these guys are so stupid. But you know, you just program, you just package anything and send it to you. You pay money and then you play. Bro, work on your fucking game, bro. You know what I mean? What are you gonna tell me? Like his hitbox, the Law's nunchucks hitbox somehow disappears from where did that hurtbox go to? The nunchucks is right there. Why is it going through the back of Leroy's brain and landing somewhere it's not supposed to land? Oh, you're behind him now, so everything should whiff. But everybody else, they seem to be getting some crazy shit. The nunchucks is supposed to cover all angles, bro. From top to bottom. That's why it hits grounded. So why is Leroy now? Okay, from the front, you know what I mean? From the front here, adjust your shit. It doesn't take a lot of damage, but hey, you know what I'm saying? You got a situation here. So that's what I. Now, if you want to do 3 strikes, see, you could do something with that too. Me, a lot of times when I'm on the wall like this, I always use the nunchucks to recalibrate. And I know in my mind it's not gonna do a lot of damage, but I cannot risk dropping this piece of shit because these bastards, when you drop them, they become bloodthirsty. They start, you know what I mean? They start going crazy. They want you to drop. Yeah, I know. They want you. They want you to drop your combo because that's the only way they can steal it from you. You know what I mean? They're praying. Like when you launch these guys, they're praying for it. They can't get it any other way. They just pray. Drop your combo, or they do some stupid shit. Like they press something on their end that causes a lag spike. You drop it, they take it. This shit is real, bro. I'm telling you, this shit is real. People controlling the netcalls from their end is real. I'm not jibing you, bro. And I've seen videos on that shit. They've taken it down, you know, it's hard to find. I've seen videos on that bullshit. People will do some stupid shit at their end and you drop your combos. And then they hurt you, because that's how they can get you. Stupid shit, unimaginable shit from their end that will stop you from getting your shit. So you gotta be careful. So at the wall like this, with all this wall chaos, actually that situation there is not bad. You know? Do your shit like this. And you see, weirdness happened there. And you see, the nunchuck worked there. You know? You got the ending, and then let me see, how would I do this? See, there's an okay. See, the momentum is still you now. Now, if he wakes up and does some crazy shit, like okay, now you have to adjust. You have to adjust fire. But the momentum, you're still on. You're still heated. You know what I'm saying? So don't be like, oh yeah, the wall. Nah, man. Look at this motherfucker. Boom. All right, there's okay here. You see, there's something here now. If he stands up and does the wrong shit, you know what I mean? You still have your shit. You have your shit, bro. But that wall shit, and I have to see, you know, if you see Ninja Killer when he does his combos on the wall, It's all non. He's not punching and kicking. This man is only nunchucks on the wall, bro. That's how. Oh shit. So nunchucks is the answer. He could do some shit. I don't trust that shit. See? Of course he would drop that. Of course. See? You need a bad situation. Yeah. See, that motherfucker dropped fast. See, that's okay. You know what I mean? For somebody who's about to fall off the wall. On the wall, the nunchucks works against him. The nunchucks is how you try to, because from what I've noticed, a lot of these characters, they don't seem to have this fucking problem. You know what I mean? Everything else that you do when you're next to the wall, when it comes to law, you start whipping your shit. You know, you use your hands, you whip. You use your knees, you whip. You use your elbow. You're just whipping shit. So, you know what I mean? You had to come up with either this or this. Take your pick and adjust. You know what I'm saying? You have to use your nunchucks to stop this bullshit from happening to you. It's bullshit. They could have done more with that too. See, he whipped. See, that's why I don't use this version too much. I always use that one because I don't want any chance, bro. If I launch you, I need to hurt you, even if I'm hurting you by 5 points, because I know I'm going to get the Oki. As soon as you rise, I'm gonna pull something out of your ass. That's what you cannot drop. I don't tolerate drop combos. That's why I freak out when I see it, because I've already planned the next move, and if you drop, I get a mental shock, like, oh shit, I'm shocked. I can't stand it when I drop my shit, because it shocks me to the bones. That's one of the things I gotta work on. I can't stand that shit, because I just worked so hard defensively to hurt you, to launch you, and then you gonna tell me that I dropped get the fuck out of here. I drop my combos, get out of here. That shit, I don't know about you, but that shit shocks me through my bones. I can't stand dropping my shit. Look at this motherfucker. See? That's something. So a lot of times, what the fuck was that? Come on, DSS, fool. I can get that little piece there. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I do to adjust fight. Look at this dude. You see? You see how he's leaning on the wall? He was about to drop. So you had to use that nunchucks to cover it. And Leroy is here. You're here. Now what? So I'm saying you could do your shit. You know what I mean? But now you're talking about Oki situations now. Now Ninja Killer's wall research combo, you're gonna have to watch his videos on that. You can't watch me for, you know what I'm saying, lengthy wall combos. I don't do that. I do adjustments combo. I try to adjust fire when I can. And you're gonna have to watch that man because he be on some crazy shit. You know what I mean? He's crazy with his wall shit. You see the shit? If you use your hands or your legs, you're gonna whiff, bro. Happened to me a lot. Actually, one hand you could use let me see. Look where Leroy's falling. You could that could work. Damn, see how he dropped so fast? Yeah, good night, bro. There you go. The DSS wall ender. And if he's on the side wall like that, leaning over, end it with this. You're not gonna, you won't have a lot, but you're not gonna drop. So, that is my 2 cents on side wall. because it seems like everything else would just whiff, right? All right, so that that's the talk for today. You know what I'm saying? That's the talk. If you got any questions, you could, you know what I mean, ask me. Let's see. Ninja Killer is real good at the lane. Yeah, I know. You know? I think between him and Double, they're the standard. I was a Double fan before I was a Ninja Killer fan. Double is more my style. Ninja Killer style is like controlled chaos. He's good. Double is more like calculated chaos. I like to, you know me, I'm very defensive. You know? I do think Ninja Killer might be the best, he might be the best LoL player on the planet. Maybe even the best Tekken player alive. Maybe. Yeah, he has controlled chaos. I like to have calculated chaos. It's a calculation when I do my stuff. Yeah, it is. His shit is crazy, bro. And that's why Law took a lot of flack. Because I suspect because he's it is, right? Pro scene is different from ranked scene. Yeah, that's true. I don't see him in a lot of tournaments though. I hear he's not being sponsored, so you know that's why he doesn't go as much. But he's a stone cold killer. See how low to the ground Leroy was? Look, sideways. If I had done anything else, I could have whiffed that. I did not whiff that. See? Whew. See? And sometimes it's random. I could have gotten something there too, something harder. See, it depends on the wall. What? You see, look, random. Yeah, you gotta fight the best to... I got something there. It's not a lot, but... yeah, you gotta fight the best to be the best. Or to be better, I guess. Right, so... You know... That's my 2 cents on adjustment. If you were wondering about this wall, this fuckery in the wall. You know? If there was... See, I'm from Jersey. And the Jersey scene, when it comes to tournaments, is closed. You know? Jersey scene, and back in the day, there was a place called 8 on the Break. We used to go there. That has died. I don't even know if New York is hosting any scene. Nobody goes outside anymore. It's so sad. If there were locals here in Jersey, I would have, you know what I mean, I would have been going. Every time to time I would show up there and play. But for the longest time, I used to go out looking for locals. They all disappeared. Everybody went home to play online or play amongst their friends. It just became stupid. You know? I was in Japan, bro. I was in Japan when I was stationed in Japan, and I spent a whole day or 2 days looking for Tekken plays, and I put it on. I put it on YouTube. I even went to that famous arcade in Japan that has closed. Right? I went in there. No Tekken players showed up. I spent hours there waiting. Nobody showed up. It was crazy. I was like, yo, this shit really has died. Everybody stays home. But when a big tournament comes out, they all go and take the money and then go back home. It's absolutely bonkers. And then I just gave up. I was like, you know, I spent Yeah, 2013. Like you go outside now, you could drive around from town to town, Google some shit, any video game, you're not gonna find nobody. It's like you gotta be in a small circle to know where these guys are. It's fucking insane. So that's why people sit at home. That's why I stopped. You know, if there was a local here in Jersey, I would like every other week I would go there just to test my mic. But where you gonna find? You can't. There's nothing here. You gotta go online. You gotta search. The next local might be maybe 2 states away. You know what I mean? You gotta catch a plane just to go to it. Bro, what the fuck? That's why it's disastrous. I know in Jersey, the local fighting game scene is done. It's finished. It's dead. But, you know, when we were doing it in our 20s, 30s, you know. 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Especially pre-COVID, before COVID, you could go outside and you could find something. These days, I don't know. Because I know I've tried. I even went to Japan and I went out to challenge Japanese players. The only way I could find challenge is online. Can you believe that stupid shit? I had to go online to find. I went around Tokyo and people were like, oh, try this arcade, try this, try that. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I couldn't find nobody. You know, I tried Tokyo. You know what I mean? I searched where did I search? Where I was stationed, Okinawa. I searched every cafe I could find, looking for players. I couldn't find nobody. Nobody wanted to play. There was even a tournament that was supposed to be hosted on base, Tekken. I went there, nobody showed up. I was like, yo, I give up. I gave up. Human beings are human beings are fucked up. I literally just gave up on in-person scene. Nobody wants to come out. Nobody wants to share ideas. They just want to train within themselves, go to a tournament, take the money, and go home. But you don't know that when you play each other, that's how everybody gets better. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody. You have like maybe a handful of players that just go to some secret area and they play each other all day long. And then when they hear of a big tournament, they just go out there, collect the money, and come home. Get the fuck out of here. That's what me and my boy, we had that realization about 10 years ago. Like, these guys are stealing money. You know what I mean? That's why the Pakistan players, they're like the best players. They don't have an online session to ruin the scene. So they have to come together and play. They have to do that. But every other country, no. There's a small clique of players that hide and train and scheme. When the tournament comes, they just go out there, go get it, and come back. Like this is pure fucking. It's robbery. So the only thing you have now is just practice alone. It's harder and it takes longer to practice alone. What the hell did I just drop? But unfortunately, that's what I do. I don't know any locals in Jersey. If I find a local, I'll let you know. But the last good tournament scene I know of was damn near 10 years ago. Ain't on the break. That shit is dead now. I could spend the next 2 weeks looking for a local scene in New Jersey, and I will never find it. I don't do. What the hell am I gonna do with a card game? You know, playing cards. God damn. Yeah, they need to ban. I don't believe in online tournaments. It's worse now because of the lag spikers and the scripters. You know, when there's money to be made now online, right? When there's money to be made, all the devils come out. People who are running script, there's people who are online. Of course, you can't see them there, They're in front of their screen. There's no camera in their house to watch what they're doing. People running script, people running online, people running all kinds of fucked up program, doing a tournament. You know, they need to grab that $300-400 from you. You know what I'm saying? Because it is what it is. You can't stop this motherfucker. So hey, you do tournaments online. That's it. If you get tricked, if you get fucked over, that's it. You know what I mean? That's a problem for me. I usually get a system shock when I drop my combo. I get a system shock. I can't stand that shit. I'm a shock to my system, and I have to calm because I hate that shit. That's one of the things in Tekken 8 that stresses me. Dropping my combo. And you know, Law already has pushback. There's pushback there, right? So when you're talking about roll back 3 frames, roll back netcodes 2 frames or 1, all that, and you have to beat the pushback and get your shit, and you drop this, like, what the fuck? That gives me a system shock. I can't stand it. But offline, we could get it. So that's my problem with online. I just can't. Alright, man. I hope the tips help, right? Learn how to do that damn slide, man. It's not foolproof. You know what I mean? You're still gonna get some errors, especially with our netcode. This stupid shit may come out, or you might get this dumb shit. You know, I know my style of doing it. You get this shit, or you can get some shit like this. This is not too bad, but this dumb shit, you know what I mean? That fuck, because the they're not reading the crouch on time. There's a delay. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that helps. The slide. You know what I'm saying? And then the wall combo. Right, I'm done. Someone else can stream. I'm too tired I'm too tired to go online right now. Yeah, play the stream back. You know what I'm saying? I basically just regurgitated the same information. I've made this video before. I only made it because of mostly because of Ultimate. I was in the stream. You know what I mean? And he kept complaining about the wall shit. So I was trying to tell him, when you get situation on the wall, end the DSS with the DSS and nunchuck DSS on the wall. That will alleviate some of the problems. That's why I made this. I think maybe some laws just don't know that. Because the nunchuck has a better hitbox on the wall. But if you end up behind the motherfucker, then I don't know what to tell you. You have to figure some shit out. You know what I mean? Like, you know, spiking the guy on the ground and doing something. This nunchuck will go right through his body. But for something simple and more guaranteed, end that shit like that, alright? Soldier, if you're gonna stream, now is the time to stream. So I gotta sit my ass down. Like and subscribe. Don't be stingy now. You know what I mean? I give good action. Don't be stingy. Alright.